Good evening, brothers and sisters. This is Brother Yachten coming to you from Brews Studio and News, Israelite Radio Network. Shalom, brothers and sisters. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone is doing good and feeling good. And I'd like to thank everyone who is tuning in and to this lesson this evening today. And hopefully this message would reach someone or some couple people, or how many ever the Most High allow it to reach them and understand this message, because this message is to heal the children of Israel and heal their soul, the spirit, heal them, and hopefully they can wake up and turn back to the Most High and obey Him, because like I say, we are in the last days, and prophecies and everything is being fulfilled as we speak in the world. And so these scriptures and these messages that my fellow brothers and sisters are putting out here is to wake up the people. Is very crucial at the time that we live in today. And this lesson right here I'm going to read, it will be in the book of Isaiah as well in the book of Genesis. Now, it's dealing with judgment, explaining and telling everyone about how the Most High, He's not coming to shake nobody's hand and to make friends and smile and be happy. When He returns, He's coming with judgment, and He's gonna judge the world by fire, and that's part of His judgment at the end times, is fire and brimstone. Now, some people think it's gonna be a different way. When everything is over, they think they're gonna leave this place totally different, but it's not like that, because in the book, the old book, the Torah, the Old Testament, some people call it, it says that He's gonna judge the world with fire. And that's what the Most High Word, He spoke to in the book of Isaiah. The prophet, he spoke to his spirit, because the Most High is a spirit. So therefore, he spoke in his spirit to Isaiah's spirit. And therefore, that's how this word got here today, from Isaiah the prophet. He was chosen by the Most High. Now, this lesson, I'm going to read it and try and explain it, the best that I can, and hopefully everyone will understand it. And like I said before, if you do not understand it, go to your study tools and your material and, use what you have to search it and get an understanding, because that's what we are supposed to be doing, getting an understanding and learning, educating your mind with wisdom and knowledge, and that's how you're saved, with wisdom and knowledge, understanding the truth, if you're chosen by the Most High, because a lot of people think that you're gonna step up and swipe a credit card, or the Most High just gonna feel sorry and give you a pass to enter into the gates of heaven. But it's not like that. You got to be chosen. The Most High has to chose you, and you got to be a part of His remnant church, a part of the ones that He gather up in the end times. And you will know, because He says that his children, the ancient Hebrews, will be awakening in the last day, and they will be understanding the truth and learning the truth. And you can pretty much see, like that says, in the last days, who is awakening. Because this word been here for a long time, but there's a group of people here in the world that is slowly wakening up and understanding the truth. And that group of people is what the Bible prophesies about in the last days. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to jump down to Isaiah chapter 66. And I'm going over to verse 17. Now, it says, those who sanctify themselves and purify themselves to go to the gardens behind one in the mist. I'm going to stop right there. And what that is saying, you're going to go behind the one who is in the mist. The mist of the garden. Because it says you're going to go to the gardens, and because that's how it was created in the beginning. Adam and Eve was in the garden. And they was warned and told about that one specific tree that is in the midst of the garden. They are not to touch it. And he disobeyed the Father. And she gave it to Adam. And he listened to his wife and followed her. They disobeyed the Most High. And that's why sin is in the world today. And that's why mankind die and go down into the grave when they die. Now, when it talks about the garden and the one who is in the midst, Now, if you go back to Genesis chapter 3 and you read what is said about the one in the midst, I'm going to read that now. Genesis chapter 3 verse 3 says, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden. I'm going to start over and read that again. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. So that's telling you, if you touch it, you're going to die. And that's what happened. Adam and Eve disobeyed the Most High, the Creator, who created them in the beginning. They disobeyed him and touched the tree that is in the midst of the garden, and now they die. They died. And we are the ancestors from Adam and Eve, and that's why our ancestors, they lived and they died, and we, at some point in time, we will die too. That's just how the Most High designed it, according to sin and how it came into the world. Now, back to the one who is in the midst of the garden. Now, trees represent people. Trees, branches, your fruits, your works, all that. Trees represent people. Now, the one who is in the midst of the garden, like it says in Isaiah, I'm going to read that again. Those who sanctify themselves and purify themselves to go to the gardens behind one who is in the midst. So when you go behind someone who is in the midst of the garden, that is saying you're following someone. You are following someone and you are doing what they are doing. You're being guided. And That's how you learn to disobey the Creator, the Most High, because you're following someone else, and He specifically told you what to touch and what not to touch. And that goes on today. He said keep His commandments, His laws and statutes. And people say no. They don't want to keep His commandments. They rather be in the world. And they rather have things that are in the world. And they rather have their lustful things in the world that the Most High did not create. Anything that is not of the Lord is sinful. Yeah, you have things that you like, things that you buy and that you have. Yes, you have those things, but you gotta also know that the Most High comes first. You don't put nothing before the Most High. He comes first. And all that other things that you have, when you get a Most High time, when you study, honor, you pray, when you give Him His time, yeah, then you can go see your little material things. But at the end of the day, you got to turn right back to the Most High and let Him see that He's first. And that's what it's about. Honoring and obeying the Most High. And people don't want to do that. A lot of people that do not honor the Most High, they just rather not honor Him or worship Him or pray to Him. They avoid Him to not having to do His will. And not doing His will, you sin. The same way Adam and Eve sinned. You disobey the Most High. And that's why we die today. People die. And no one wants to die. The thought of someone dying petrifies someone. It scares them real bad. So why be scared? Just do what you was created to do and you're designed to do. Honor and obey the Creator. And everything will be fine. Now, I'm going to read on through this. Isaiah chapter 66, verse 17. Those who sanctify themselves and purify themselves to go to the gardens behind one in the midst, eating pig's flesh and the abomination and the akbar. They shall come to an end together, says the Lord. Now that's going on to say not only is He gonna destroy you and judge you for following sin, the one who is causing you to sin and disobey the Most High. If you eat the pig's flesh, that's an abomination. That's unclean. And no prayer or no man can undo what the Most High says. The Most High makes no mistakes. His covenants are fulfilled. Every seal that the Most High sealed, Daniel closed them, and they shall not be opened until judgment day. Now, so therefore, eating pig's flesh and the abomination and the akbar, they shall come to an end together, says the Lord. So basically, if you don't want to obey the Most High, you're following the ones that cause you to sin, which is the devil. He is the one that was in the midst of the garden. And people follow the devil today because anything that is not of the Lord is not righteous. You're either going to do good or you're going to do evil. Doing good, you follow the Most High. Doing evil, you're following the devil. Period. Nothing else. Now, I'm going to go up to Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. It says, For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and His chariots shall be like the whirlwind, to render His anger with fierceness, and His rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire will the Lord execute judgment, and by his sword on all flesh. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. So he's saying he's going to slay many. If you don't obey him, he's slaying many. And that is part of the judgment. That's why only 2/3 and a third is mentioned in the Bible. And that is the ones who are going to make it into the kingdom, the new heaven and new earth, and the ones who are not going to make it, who is going down to the pit for everlasting sleep death. Now, in hell, the lake of fire, anything that is not with the Lord, Now, saying that is a lot to read and take in, and that right there alone, if you got a spirit in you and if your spirit is good, reading this, you're gonna want to wake up and especially if the Most High show you right from wrong, you're gonna want to do the right thing and follow the Most High so you can get into His kingdom, because it's plain and simple. You do good, you get into the kingdom, because it's not a cakewalk to get into His kingdom. You gotta put your work in, and you gotta do good and get your understanding, and you gotta prove yourself to the Most High spiritually through that soul that He put in you. That's why I say you have a soulful spirit that the Most High can teach you and wake you up and guide you and give you an understanding to the truth to make it to His kingdom. And that's the gift of everlasting life. Living forever with the Most High. That is a gift. And anyone that don't want that is crazy. But like He say, His word is for the children of Israel, the ancient Hebrews, the chosen ones, the ones who was oppressed and done wrong forever. And those who accept His truth, like I said before in many other videos, the other ones who accept His truth outside of the ancient Hebrews, the children of Israel, just bow down, put your face to the ground, and you pray to the Most High and ask for forgiveness. And you gotta accept this truth, how He wrote it and how it is to be understood. And doing that, you gotta go to someone who knows this word and someone who teaches this word to get an understanding, and someone in another nation, if they do this and accept it, and put their ego down and their pride down and do this, you can get into the kingdom. It's not nothing that I took the time to write out, nothing I did or nothing no one else did. This is in the Bible, what you have to do to other nations, and what His chosen children got to do as well to obey and follow, because they're not getting a pass neither. The chosen ones got to do His will too, and they got to go by order, statutes, and commandments as well to get into the kingdom themselves. Now, saying that, I hope this reach out, and touch the ones that the Most High will allow it to reach out to. Whoever, how many, I don't know. Once, this is out there, the Most High is going to let it go out to whoever He wants. So, someone can get a healing and a blessing, and get touched, and hopefully get into His kingdom one day. So, saying this, I would like to say thank you again, and thank you, my brothers and sisters, for listening to this message again. And saying that, I would like to say, Shalom.